Well, this is not a spring chicken. As you can see, I'm not exactly wearing a bikini today. Well, sometimes we're mixing things up because we've got some things that we are working on that we're looking to show you. And, well, here in LA, let's see, the president comes in during rush hour, leaves during rush hour. Yeah, last night and this morning. Well, for now, we're going to bring Oldecam on with comments on the headlines of today. And it's time for the president to step down after his latest attack on America to the Muslim work.
Well, basically the Democrats are really, Democrats and independents are pissed off at this president because they said that he hit exactly what he meant, that Americans are totally intolerant of the Muslim religion, and the world needs to know that we're allowed a crappy place to be in.
Network neutrality in play again.
Yeah, because Obama has to have it in order to control the internet, because he's basically, there's too much stuff going out on the internet that he doesn't approve of.
Well, as you notice, he does, well, I wouldn't say, well, let's just say they are favorable to him.
Yeah.
In the regular news.
Yeah, but actually...
Well, network news, they have been.
They're becoming more and more unfavorable to him, like his going after an AP reporter over taking photographs.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? Of him without a shirt on when he's swimming over in the water.
Yeah, it's called tough now because you don't take your shirt off.
Well, that would do it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Especially if you've got, well, part of it is if you're somebody like the president and there's a bunch of news people all around, photographers, video
and there's somebody out there that they can't control in some spot that the Secret Service is not setting.
That's right. And suicide bombing kills 51, injuries more than 100 in Baghdad.
Well, that's because they said that we're going out, and those people know we're going out. So because of that, they're basically starting to take control of the country. Gay
marriage banned back in place. Opposition is not happy.
Well, yeah, because they know they're in trouble. The chief of the appeals court overruled the other federal judge, saying that he wants to, in December, he wants to know, he wants it all on the table, just where you found that in the Constitution that he made the rulings on, and what figures he used to said. But he just pulled figures out of his hat. There was no figures whatsoever that being married to a man and a woman is any better than being married to two people. And they also said, one of the people said it works the same. They said you could be married to a dog and it's no difference.
Democrats cite polling that America is rallying behind them and they expect to win as many as 73 Republican seats in the House.
There is no polling. I mean, they keep asking, where are you getting these polls to show that independents, that the Republicans have a less favorability with independents than do the Democrats? They don't know where they're finding those polls out, but they've got their talking points, and they're really getting pissed off about all of this too. So
36 killed and hundreds injured in China flooding.
Yeah, there's flooding all over the cruddy world at the moment. That's what happens. Warmer, this is why you can't have global warming, because the Earth just naturally corrects the problem itself by cooling itself down by raining.
Missouri funeral protest ban is unconstitutional, judge rules. There's a funeral protest ban?
Oh, that's where all these guys were protesting the funerals of military personnel. And he said, well, because the outlines were too broad. But the outlines have been held up as constitutional in other states. You have to remember that the Democrats are in control of the judiciary in Missouri at the moment.
Either support Obama or get your business shut down.
Yeah, because Obama basically, he pulls financing for businesses that don't support this man. That little mad bull, he's not very happy about that. That's not how the president's supposed to work, but it is how Chicago politics works.
Georgia scientists, Gulf oil not gone, 80% remains.
Okay, that was that little coyote moment, because the President of the United States has told you the situation is over, that oil and water do mix, and all the life is coming back to the Gulf. Of course, he didn't go to the Gulf, he went to a private inlet.
Well, that's...
Well, no, it's the same thing. They said this guy actually, well, stimulus money is being paid to people, and that's the same thing. Well, no, it's all going to government workers, and government workers don't spend the same as other people.
See, part of it is the president going to the Gulf. You don't win when you say you're going to go to the Gulf, and people are saying, why are you going to jeopardize your family if there's a problem? You're going there to show that it's safe, and then Well, let's see. Now, since you've already said it, if you don't go, then you think it's not safe. But then they go, but it's not in the Gulf.
Well, here's what. They said he wanted to go to the Gulf itself, but the Secret Service said it was too dangerous. At the same time, he's saying it's safe to go back to the Gulf. Secret Service said it's too dangerous for him to go in those waters.
Right.
They didn't even bring the food in from the area. They brought it in from the other side of Florida.
So part of it is if they're saying it's too dangerous and he still does the photo op, what does that tell you?
Well, because they said that this is the most, like I said, this has got to be the most incompetently ran president in the history of this nation. They did manage to shut him up on the mosque, though. I mean, he didn't say a single word on that last night at any of his dinners.
Government start talks about new mortgage system.
Oh, yeah. I love the new mortgage system. Government is going to buy all of the properties, and then they're going to rent the properties back to own at a considerably reduced price. They said, well, we'll give them a 10-year purchase thing at maybe a fifth of what they're currently paying.
Hey, I want one of those.
That's the whole problem. It's only for it's only for those people. If they couldn't afford to buy the house because they're working at McDonald's, they get to buy their house for next to nothing.
So guess what that does to everybody else's
they
value?
said it won't happen for the same reason his giving it to him wasn't going to work. Because he's still giving it to him.
Obama gives Erdogan ultimatum.
Oh, he's telling a Muslim, you have to be nice to the Jews. They said that Muslims were rolling over with laughter about that one.
News outlets split in describing the mosque.
Well, it's not at ground zero, and therefore, you're Islamophobic if you don't support the president's views. Well, no. Let's see. Let's put it this way: it's so close to ground zero, I could hit it with a golf ball in it with my, That's how close it is, folks.
Yeah, and it's so close to ground zero that they probably can't serve alcohol if they build it.
Well, no, it's a problem. This is what the whole problem is. They won't allow the Greek church that was destroyed to be rebuilt because under the laws, if you're within 1,000 of a church, community center, school is within 1,000 foot, you cannot have an area that serves alcohol or dancing, sex and stuff within 1,000 foot of those things. If they allow the Greek church to be built, they can't serve alcoholic drinks and have after-hours parties in the new center.
And that is for a Greek church that was there before.
And they can't change the zoning laws. So therefore, means that because, Muslims don't drink, Muslims don't dance, Muslims don't do anything. So therefore, Muslim Sharia law rules in the trade center if it's built.
What?
Yeah. Well, because there's no after-hours partying, there's no drinking, there's no dancing, all that stuff. Yeah.
Now that's okay.
That's why the business people are pissed off about that place.
Oh, that is a big problem.
That's right.
That's a really big problem.
Because occupants are not going to go into facilities where they can't open up restaurants for people to come and eat at lunch and stuff. Or dinners, no nightclubs, nothing.
Trend continues with second hottest July on record. Where everywhere else except
basically only on the East Coast in this country. I mean, I'm talking it is bloody bad weather all over this country except the East Coast.
Obama rallies for Senator Murray as voters hit polls.
Well, that basically Murray is on the day. Here he's rallying behind people that are on the verge of losing Democratic Party nominations. But basically, if you're a left-wing liberal, you should easily win the nomination. But people are pissed at these people.
Republicans once again attacking Social Security.
I love that. Republicans want to destroy Social Security. They want to give handouts to the wealthy. No, they want Obama to stop taking money from Social Security because he's draining the funds to pay for all his programs. But that means they're the party of no because they're trying to stop him. And
Reid against plan to build a mosque near Ground Zero.
Yeah, because he's got a Latin constituency.
I bet. And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Well, it's not as easy as you might think to build sets because this one isn't quite ready behind us either.